So it's pretty common that I get asked the question, why do a tarot reading? Because a lot of the market for tarot readings is divinatory, so you go to someone to be told what's going to happen in your future. A lot of people are sort of called to have a tarot reading because they feel sort of a spiritual calling to whatever, like the universe is ready to speak to them or something like that, which, if that's what you're feeling, this, my practice is coherent with that calling if you want. But since I don't practice it from a place of divination and I avoid trying to put words to the subtle forces that might be selecting cards, and it's like all of that. I try to ignore it in the sense that my focus is on tarot being a tool for self-exploration and self-transformation. So the answer that I like to give about why try tarot is, at pretty much any point in our lives, and if you don't have this right now, I'm so happy for you. Enjoy it while it lasts. But most of the time in our lives, there's a theme, at least one, that we kind of we're called to cultivate. We want to go in this direction, and we kind of don't know how to get there. So sometimes it's a conflict. There's something wrong in my life, like my relationship is falling apart, or I can't. I don't know, like I'm trying to get this job and I'm not succeeding at, so sometimes it's a problem that you want to fix, but other times it's like an ambition. You're like, I want to reach this goal and I don't quite know from where to start. And the proposition isn't that tarot will give you your answer. And come to this conversation because after an hour you will know exactly what to do. So arrogant. But there's a lot of tarot readers that have this posture. No. What I like is the idea that for you to be able to cultivate a relationship with this ambition, this plan, or the solution to your problem, whatever, you need to offer yourself spaces in which you get to engage with it fully. So you get to spend time with the topic in a container that's really trying to sharpen your capacity to have a significant impact on this thing. So again, my tarot practice doesn't come with the hubris of saying we will find the solution, but I do have the hubris of saying that it's a pretty powerful type of conversation where we meet you fully, you bring your actual edges, the places that you are actually stuck on. This is what you bring to the table. And then I host that conversation and then we go deep. We start at the surface. The first couple of cards are always like, oh, what about this aspect of your thing? Oh yeah, typically the first, let's say 3 cards are like the state of affairs. It's like, oh, this is the now. And then for the rest of the time, we dig into the aspects of the subject that you're interested in, the places where there are the most knots, and then we sort of calibrate ourselves to be with this subject in a really deep and meaningful way. And so, at minimum, you leave having spent a good amount of time immersed in this theme that you say is important to you, which is already in itself really hard to do. We're all super busy and other people are all, the world is always sort of pulling us away from our own calling. So you need to sort of formalize a space for yourself. And then, so at minimum, that's what you get. And then hopefully also the cards they help you reach a more refined question, or something that's really actionable. It's very common. I just don't want to promise things. It's just not the way I think about the world, but it's very common that within the space of an hour or two, the tarot, the reading can turn into something that's a bit prescriptive. Like, oh, have you tried this? Oh, what if you take this and you mix them together and try this new thing? And so very often at the end of our reading, there's sort of this invitation to do, this push. You feel the wind at your back pushing you towards a given direction, and that's really helpful and hopeful. So that's my invitation. is if you have a theme in your life that you want to spend more time with and you want to deepen your relationship to and improve the quality of your relationship to it, so find better questions and sharpen your awareness and all this stuff, this is the place to do this work. So, well, obviously there are other places to do this work too, but this is really consistent with that kind of work. And it has an aesthetic of deep spiritual practice, which is really empowering in a lot of ways also. So hopefully this has been inspiring, and this gives you at least a perspective on my my approach. You could check in the video description. There's links to other videos relevant to this practice, probably explaining the practice and other such things if you're curious to know more. But if you are interested in this, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll have a conversation, and we'll see if this is the right practice for whatever you're going through. I really think so. I think it's kind of good for most people all the time, which is why I dedicated a big chunk of my life to it. I think it's kind of magic and amazing. So, yeah, there you go.